Welcome back to another episode on Connie Celica, my 1977 Toyota Celica. I'm here at GT Custom Exhaust in Oshawa, Ontario for a quick checkup on the old girl, see how Mike's coming along with patching up some holes in the firewall, and have a powwow about the roll bar, and maybe, just maybe, test fit a new seat in there. There she is, the old girl is here with Mike at GT Customs. Woo. You have been a busy man with many projects, including Connie.
So many things.
I know, we'll have a look around
summertime.
again. We
it's
will.
Summertime.
I know, and you just got back from Drift Jam.
Yep. We had a Mr. 2 here yesterday, you missed that.
Oh yeah?
Cool. I like Mr. 2s.
SW20 or?
Yeah, the cool one.
Yeah, I like those. I like the first gens too, AW11s.
Yeah, it's Mr. 2. You
They're sweet.
Can't hate them.
Can't go wrong either way, can you?
Snap oversteer.
So as far as Connie goes, you have plugged some firewall holes and
Done all
tunnel
the majority
holes
of the
and...
smaller things.
Yeah.
You want to go to the engine bay
Yeah,
first,
yeah,
I
let's
guess?
go have a peek.
We got something loud showing up. I can hear that. But I think you showed in your last video the little firewall holes.
Yep,
So
yep.
we just tried to cleanly weld those up, and I just threw some
Primer on there.
Close to Celica faded gray
Yeah,
on
yeah,
there.
you color match it nicely. Well played.
Made a small, nothing that fancy, little aluminum bracket for the speedo cable, just because it was kind of loosey-goosey.
Yeah,
in there.
it was very ghetto for sure.
And then this one you can't even really see,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
had
yeah.
a plate. This is for the throttle pedal.
Yep.
So I welded a plate, and then there's a nut and like a little spacer welded to that plate, so now it can bolt in properly.
Right.
So now the pedal's sitting like boom,
It's actually
boom,
secure
sitting,
in there.
Yeah, super tight in there. So
I'm not going to break it off when I heel and toe downshift.
Nope, shouldn't break.
So that is a wrap in the engine bay there?
Yeah, I think yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Let's go have a look inside.
Made a little bit of a mess in here, just getting all the old goopy floor stuff off.
Yeah,
Other than that,
still
this
some of
thing
that
is
kicking
like
around.
the cleanest thing I've ever, for a car chassis, this is like the cleanest thing I've ever played with or done. Right off the bat, we're making a roll cage for it.
Yep.
And these stupid little plates that always come out, that's the one thing I haven't done yet.
Yeah,
I need to tack those in.
Yeah.
Whenever you dry ice a car, they're usually adhesive bins, so those always end up coming out, and then all your junk goes in there and you gotta vacuum it out.
Yeah.
It's one of those fun things.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, I kind of had to remove the, like when you make a wiring harness for a car, Nom from NV is a badass, and it makes really, 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 really nice wiring harnesses.
Sure
so that's
does,
the chassis wiring harness, and because he used a nice connector on it, on everything, since we had to work on the car, we were able to pull stuff out.
Right.
It's a miracle.
It is a miracle.
It's a miracle. Really amazing, nice wiring work by those guys. Like, very jealous. So it's nice, because they had it through this hole here, so it's nice to be able to pull it out so I could weld the plates in without melting your nice wires and stuff. And we're just going to put another hole beside it once we cap it up.
Okay.
This is just 1/8 mild steel plate. It's kind of the traditional size that people go with for reinforcing. You want a base plate, obviously, to strengthen where you put the tube, so the tube just doesn't fall through the car.
Right.
Another problem you get in when you're making a roll cage in, when you're doing your top lengths and stuff, it's really hard to weld in the top.
Yeah.
So what a lot of professional guys do is they end up making a base plate that's raised up higher than the floor, so now I can I can make my main hoop, get it tight how I want it in the car, and now I have this playroom. Done making my tube, now I can then make the rest of my plates, cap everything together, wall it all clean. Now we have a nice base. I can cut my tube and put the cage back in the car.
Right.
But I can also make my back lengths to this pre-made, tack them on where I want them, then bring it out, cut them down, drop it down, and then I can weld the tops of those ones. And then it's almost just going to squeeze back in place when I put these on.
So we are planning a roll bar, so a main hoop, and then tubes back to the rear strut towers.
Yeah, which we're going to notch nice little cool sections from here to go down to the strut towers, and then we're going to also make some strengthening plates for the back strut towers in case Dave down the road wants to upgrade to a true coilover.
Yeah.
Many cars have that same kind of issue. When you convert to a true coilover, it's a lot of load for the factory sheet metal up top.
Yeah.
Same thing, we're just going to make a nice 1/8 template of it and then just weld it right to the strut tower.
Yep.
Same thing for where the tube's going to land on the tower. We're going to make a nice 1/8 plate, weld it to the tower. Now we have a solid base to weld that tube nice and hot to it.
And we're also thinking about putting a low, like, door bar, more like a sill bar.
You can probably see it better. I'll be a fan of weight.
Yeah.
I've done a few cage setups, and again, being a tall guy going in lots of customers' car and like Jover's car that's above us, that thing has a ridiculously aggressive cage which has like X's in it.
Yeah.
And you've been in and out of race cars, it sucks getting in and out. You
yeah.
smack your elbows, you smack your knees. I found a good rule of thumb is to keep it with the door hinge.
Mm-hmm.
It almost puts it at a good weight level, so you can put your butt on your cage and you
Yep.
almost slip right into it, and your arms are resting on it, and you kind of just taper down to there.
Yep.
Same thing, we're gonna add some strengthening 1/8 tube footing plates down in here.
Yep.
I'm not going to do like an intrusion bar style, but I'm planning on pretty much going flat. Here, because this is where the body seam is too. This is where the two panels are put together. And like so, like you could tube land here, but say if something bad were to happen, this can still pop out from it, right? So I'd like to just put the plate, hold these two seams together, then bring the tube down to there, and then that should be a pretty solid little structural piece there, because you're going to band the firewall to the floor.
Yeah, it'll strengthen the chassis. It'll still be easy to get in and out of the
little
car.
Things. It's overthinky, but I guess not really.
Yeah, I like to overthink things for sure. Speaking of which, maybe it's time we start to overthink the seating position situation.
Yep. So I made this quick little delete plate for a very weirdly sized hole that was in there. I'm pretty sure that was for the old seat mount bracket.
Exactly.
There's one over here. It's like a little hump that sits over, and they drilled out all the spot welds.
Yeah.
They also already made some nice mounts, and this is exactly what I was talking about over here, Dave.
Yes.
Doing something just like this.
Across the front.
They already made some mounts for their seat, but after further review, it's already, Dave's a pretty tall guy, and his head is already in the ceiling. Add a helmet on there, and you're looking for a bad time.
Yeah.
Again, on a few cars that I've worked on, and mostly for taller people and myself, who's taller, I'm like 6'1". I like to cut out this cross member here.
Yeah.
Kind of cut it flush with the body there.
Yeah.
Flush over here. Cap this up. It's not insanely structural, but I like to cap this off just so it looks a little smoother. And we're gonna add the same style plate in here. It's just like a rectangular 1/8 wall tube. That's going to be your new seat mount. So now we're going to get a solid inch and a half down in the front on the seat. And that's going to add a lot of headroom for them. So we'll definitely be able to retain this rear one. I think we just need to revise the front one.
Okay. And I'm going to test fit a different seat in here too to see if that buys us some room. So maybe we'll throw that in here right now. Since Mike and I are about the same size, I figured I'd use him as our seat model here. And that's with the Corbeau in there. So this is a
bottom mount seat too. So that's as low as a rail as you're gonna kind of get. The side mount ones do fit, but those are for buckets. This is an actual seat.
Yeah, like we have not left a lot on the table here with.
No, it's on the ground. It's on the ground, and I am out the sunroof.
Yeah, you are very.
I can grab a helmet to show, but it would like not even fit with a helmet, and my eye is level.
That's
with the
the
top
problem,
here.
really. It's the visibility, right? You're so high.
I'd want to be like
exactly
in the car.
Yeah.
Like that's where I want my driving height.
Me too. So the challenge is, how do we get there? Floor mounting a bucket will help, you think, right?
I think it'll help a little bit, but we also don't want to sacrifice comfort.
Yeah.
Buckets suck.
They do.
You just did a lot of K in a nice OEM bucket, and
I
you're
did.
like, oh.
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that? You broke
my back is broken.
What, a vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
They suck in general, so we want to, like, comfiness is obviously a big factor of this car. Drivability.
Yes. Well, let's show them this other seat and show them what it's about. So this is a Cobra RSR vintage style bucket seat that I borrowed from my buddy Justin Taylor at Bud Subaru. If you're on the market for a Subaru, go talk to Justin.
Shameless plug.
But seriously, thanks Justin. I really appreciate lending me this. He's building a sick S30 Datsun. You're going in that, and when I saw these, I'm like, ooh, those might fit the Celica nicely. So it's not like a full racing seat where there's like no padding. There's actually quite a lot of cushioning in the bottom here.
I like how it has more side bolster than the Corbeau seat. It looks more race car, but you get the OEM headrest to offset it, right?
Yeah, it's got a very like period correct look for a 70s car too.
I was gonna say, I think that looked great in a Datsun or full 240, right?
And you can see it's also got belt pass-throughs here for a harness, which I'll be running.
Look great in Ken's car.
It would look great in Ken's car. And it would probably look great in Connie too, so let's toss it in there and have a look. Supermodel Mike is back in the car in the Cobra RSR here, and
I like this seat.
It already seems like you've got way more headroom, eh?
This seat's comfy too.
Yeah, it's super comfy.
I'm used to like my Bride Zetas and stuff, which are made for 30 waists,
yeah,
very small people.
Yeah.
So this is like a really like I could cruise in this seat for sure.
It does feel like a very usable street seat, doesn't it?
Yeah, you can go on a nice cruise.
As far as headroom goes, we're already
I'm
miles
better.
Eh?
Like I could put my bucket on and I wouldn't hit the ceiling.
Yeah.
And we're not running top bar, so we're good for that.
And your visibility is good out front.
Yeah, I feel like I could, I feel I could use this.
Yeah.
Without modifying the cross member. Like I feel this is good. The only thing about not modifying the cross member is
Yeah.
in order to get the seat's at an okay level, it's just that it's up pretty backwards.
Yeah, it's
So
laying back too much.
Like, that's a pretty hard recline, so you probably want it up a little more.
Yeah.
As soon as you tilt the back up, I'm going back up.
You're going
here
up again, yeah.
So then we want to walk the front down, so it kind of,
Yep.
it's a little bit of a process, but that's what I'm thinking is what we're gonna have to do to achieve a good seat. But even this, like same layout compared to the Corbeau, this is way better.
Yeah. All right, now that we got a plan for how to fabricate this roll bar around that Cobra RSR seat, I think the choice has been made. It just looks too good in there. It lowers the seating position into the right place for a tall, upper-bodied guy like me. I'm short legs and long on the torso, and just makes headroom a nightmare. So we're gonna take care of that because you gotta get your seating position dialed in. Without the right seating position, it just kind of ruins the enjoyment of driving a car. So we're gonna get it dialed, and those seats just look period correct, don't you think? Let me know in the comments if you think I'm making the right choice. Now that it's time to move on to roll bar fabrication, I'm gonna pull the gas tank out of there because Mike's gonna be welding back in the trunk to those rear strut towers. And we don't want them to go boom. That's a wrap on this episode, Mike. Woo! The next time we see you, I will be here pointing fingers and screaming about tubes getting bent and welded
tubes.
and all that kind of good stuff. So we will see you soon on that.
Knock some tubes,
Knock some tubes, bend some tubes,
plant some tubes.
all the tubes.
Yeah,
You like tubes.
I love tubes.
Connie loves the tubes. Don't you, girl? We miss you, Connie.